Well, last episode we found ourselves just behind PSG in the title race, and now with everything on the line and just a few games left this season, it all comes down to this episode. Hey, what's going on, guys? Respected Jeff back here with Paris FC. This is it. Season 4 is a wrap as of this episode. We have 7 games between us and figuring out who wins the title this season. PSG has a 5-point lead on us, so we have to rely on them dropping some points. If we win all the games in front of us, I think we have a decent shot at it. We have 3 definitely winnable ones in front of us, and then a tough streak right at the end. Montpellier, Lille, Lyon, and Nice to finish the season off. So it's no easy road to the end here for us, but we've shown we can do it in the past, and I back us to get out there and get some results this time out. Notable loss in the backline still is Diego Llorente, who is recovering from his injury. We have not looked the same without him, so hopefully the defense can remain firm through the end of this season. Like I said, we need results. With that said, let's get to it. Alright, well, we kick off our first game here. This is going to be a whirlwind episode, tons of action in these games, so buckle up, it's going to be a wild one. First chance of the game falls to the feet of Gaëtan Laura, who's brought down in the box, no penalty given, but Paris FC look really bright here in our first match. If we're going to win any of these games, teams like Troyes are the ones we need to be getting results against. And honestly, we are by far the dominant team. Unfortunately for us, it's a frustrating first half, no goals, and we go into the second 45 with a lot on the line. Even settling for a draw here, I think, would significantly hurt our chances at the title, with PSG just unrelenting at this point. But despite all of that, we are having the most difficult time scoring. Eventually, Ilias Husni gets a really clear-cut chance, saved by the goalkeeper. And with time running out, you're starting to get this sinking feeling that it just might not be our night. Gaëtan Laura plays through Vinicius Tobias, who again blasts it high and wide. We've done everything we can in this game, and with 10 minutes left, it just has not been enough. Still 0-0. Troyes at this point pretty happy to sit deep and just absorb the pressure, but we are not going to give up. Gaëtan Laura with a trademark run in behind enemy lines, still going, lovely pass, and Paulinho finishes. He has stepped up big time this season, especially at the tail end of the season. He's starting to score a significant amount of goals, and it secures a late victory for us. Well, better late than never. We get the 3 points at the end of the day, and although it's closer than we would have liked, it's a good result. Alright, well, in the meantime, Diego Llorente, he says he's back, he says he's feeling himself, and hopefully he's ready for some first-team action. We got a clean sheet in that last game, but I still think it's clear we're a better team with a fit Llorente in it. Time will tell how fit he is after that injury. So, without further ado, let's get back to it. Alright, straight back into action here against Strasbourg. Another game on paper we really should be winning, and this time it's a lot easier right off the bat. 5 minutes in, Gaëtan Laura gets the opening goal of the game, and then a really suspiciously high line from Strasbourg against one of the paciest strikers in the league opens up Laura to score an easy second goal, and at this point we are cruising. But stop the presses! This game is far from over. Strasbourg have something to say about this. Absolutely unbelievable strike from outside the box, finds its way in, and now we have a 1-goal cushion to maintain here. Diego Llorente making his first appearance in several months as a sub, but fortunately, it's not the defense that matters, it is the offense. A 3rd goal probably puts this game to bed here, with Paulinho absolutely running rampant at this point. So we move on to our next opponent, Saint-Etienne, and it's Ilias Husni with a trademark run through the back line. Excellent close control and a lovely finish at the end of the move. We've seen him so many times do that, where he cuts inside on his left and scores, and this game is no different. Saint-Etienne, though, as always, want to make our life difficult, and they find a goal of their own. Is this going to be another upset here against a team that's kind of been one of our rivals over the last few seasons, having gotten promoted with us, and with a lot on the line here, it's Gaëtan Laura who steps up again and finishes into the top corner from a really tight angle to once again make our odds of winning just that much better. And then to finish the game off, Laura again slipped in behind. He is ruthless. 3-1. The team is flying high. That's 3 consecutive wins, and as of now, the chase is on. All right, well, here's the table as it stands. PSG having slipped up just enough to make this doable. 4 games left, 3 points between us. We do need to rely on them losing 1 game of these next 4. If we can win all 4, there's a really good shot we could go on to do this. Now, I've adjusted some of the player overalls. Diego Llorente came on. He showed he still got it as a sub. I'm going to boost him back to 80 overall, where I think he should be after his performances this season. Axel Bamba is going to get a downgrade, and so does Soleil. They both get a -1. Llorente gets the +1 from the 79 he was pre-injury. It doesn't look like the injuries affected him, to be honest. So I think these are more realistic ratings for our actual center backs in the squad. We'll see how they keep performing though. But we have some hugely important games coming up next with Montpellier, our first opponents. All right, you guys know the one to watch out for in this one. Gaetan Lora has cracked 30 goals this season. Unreal. This is maybe the single best goal scoring record I can remember on this channel. Unbelievable stuff from him. 30 goals in this kind of league is absolutely unparalleled in terms of the kind of strikers that we've had available over the years. And hopefully he can keep it up against a team like Montpellier, but they make life very interesting here to start the match with the opening goal of the game 15 minutes in. And now this is going to get tough for us as Montpellier happy to sit deep and absorb some of our pressure, but some amazing passing there finds the enemy lines split, and it's Ismail Garbi who's having a strong finish to the season running onto that chance. Unfortunately, couldn't come away with a clear-cut opportunity, but it's a sign of intent here from Paris FC who are growing into this game. Paulinho plays it through for Veritude who finds the equalizer. 1-1, here we go. But as we know, we need a win here, and nothing less would really put the pressure on PSG. So we got to go for this one. We are throwing numbers at it coming towards halftime here. But Montpellier moving the ball around despite our pressure, and Soumaré eventually wins that ball back. Here we go. Numbers forward. Veritude, probably the last chance of the first half. Ilias Husni puts a ball to the back post, and Lora finishes with 45 minutes left in this game. He gets us in front, and all we have to do at this point is maintain the current form we've shown in this first half. Absolutely unbelievable stuff from Paris FC to fight back into a game once again. Now Gaetan Lora could make it 3, although a save from the goalkeeper keeps it out. You hope we won't come to regret that chance. Big mistake from Axel Bamba at the back, sees a pass played into the path of the striker, who can't quite get on the end of that. And then with 4 minutes left in the match, all we really need to do is hang on here, but a quick run into this space sees the opposition score an unfortunate equalizer that equals heartbreak for this Paris FC side. Poor from Diego Llorente, who does not look to be back to full match fitness, covering that last cross. And unfortunately for the team, that means 2 dropped points, and that is a significant blow in what will be a really, really tight title race. All right, well, unfortunately for us, Paris Saint-Germain have also dropped points in their last game. That would have been enough with a win to take us that much closer, but as of now, the gap remains at 3 points. Like I said, we got 3 games left. Lille, our next opponents. This is going to be a crucial one for us. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, usual starting 11 here. There's no time for really messing around with things or introducing too many youth players into the fold as we are chasing results. Diego Llorente, for some reason, getting himself so far up the pitch, and it's a calm Felipe Anderson header back into the path of Gaetan Lora, who finishes for the opening goal once again. He's been unbelievable this season, Lora, far and away the top goal scorer in the league. And over players like Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, and all the other players really spread around other clubs who are doing a good job, he stands head and shoulders above them. But as a team, we need to stay resilient here. Luka Zidane called into action with an unbelievable save to keep that chance out. And we're looking to make it even more, hopefully a little more comfortable for us here. The Paulinho header doesn't really end up anywhere. Now Veritude, edge of the area for Felipe Anderson, who finishes 2-0. And we look to be on our way to a win here with a significant chunk of the match left. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But Paris FC look to have come out of the gates really, really hot. And we are seeing the best of our attack here in the first half. But Lille, a difficult opponent as always, and they are unrelenting in their pressure up top. Ball over the top for Timothy Weah, and Luka Zidane comes up with an enormous save. And as we come towards halftime here, it's another from the long distance shot from Bakayoko that he keeps out to keep our clean sheet alive. Although Lille, 72 minutes in, find a goal, and it's game on now as they chase the game. Also desperate for a result as they chase down a top 4 finish here. And we have our chance to put the game to bed with a through ball to Gaëtan Lora that ultimately doesn't end up going anywhere. And now Lille off of the counterattack here, where they have numbers forwards. Vinicius Tobias for Ilias Husni, who squares up a little too early, and it's an unfortunate mistake from our youngster. Some glitchy recording software problems there, but it results in a goal for Lille with 7 minutes left. They again dash our hopes of coming away from this game with 3 points, and that could be crucial in the title race if we don't go on to win this. And unfortunately for us, it ends in heartbreak once again, 2-2. It is not enough to come away with the win. Despite being 2 goals up, we choked at the end and at a crucial point in the season. That's hard to take. All right, well, 5 points remain between us and Paris Saint-Germain. 2 games left. We're gonna have to rely on them losing the last 2 games. It's a big ask. It is still possible. We will fight to the last possible game, and let's take on Lyon. All right, we just have to believe, get out there, win these last 2 games, and really make a strong finish to the season and just hope for the best. It is still possible, albeit unlikely, but if we want a shot at taking down PSG, we need wins in both of these matches. Absolutely nothing else will do. Now Gaëtan Lora cuts inside. First chance comes to the feet of Paulinho. That's not a bad effort, is it? But unfortunately for us, not enough to get a goal. And Lyon look to have something to say about this with Lucas Zidane once again coming up big. Now, despite some of our defensive woes as of late, outside of the single mistake he had a few games ago, he has been outstanding. Big saves to keep us in these games. Things could be even worse if not for our goalkeeper. Here we have Ismail Garbi, who's really coming into his own here at the tail end of the season with a beautiful run outside the box that results in a shot, although no goal at the end of the move. Plenty of chances for both teams here, and a diving save from Zidane keeps that chance out. First half not even over yet, and both teams could easily have 2 or 3 goals apiece. Lucky for us, we've hung on to a clean sheet, but so have they. Penalty kick given away at a really poor time, and Luka Zidane steps up, makes another save, and again keeps our hopes alive. On the downside, Czech Diakite has come away with an injury there, so it's Soumaré coming on, who honestly is our usual midfielder anyways. We were just rotating a little bit due to fatigue here, so he gets his way back into the lineup here into the second half, and Soumaré looking to get his head up and play through a pass to Paulinho, who deflects it and somehow finds the back of the net. That's more of an own goal than an actual goal from Paulinho, but what a beautiful run, beautiful pass, and sometimes you just gotta get a little bit lucky to grind out results in these tough games. And it's game on now, 20 minutes left. It's ours for the taking. Gaëtan Lora sets up Paulinho, who this time hits a clean strike, scores a second goal, and if things hold like this, we are on our way to a win. Brilliant stuff from the team against difficult opposition, but again, defense is suspect here. Oumar Soleil, who's been out of the side, honestly, and he's been the man who's given way when Diego Llorente is back into the fold, gives away another really poor penalty. This time it is converted. Another mistake from Soleil costs us in this game. Thankfully, not enough to cost us the points, just the goal. 2-1, we come away with 3 points, and depending on results elsewhere, the title race still could be on. Well, this one hurts. 1 game left in the season, 5 points between us. It's officially over. We're at this point, we're not in threat of missing out on Champions League. The title's out of our reach. That's kind of an end to our season. So we have 1 game left with Nice. Let's take a quick look at those highlights, but unfortunately for us, it means we are not coming away with the title this season. It's going to be a lot of youth faces in the squad for this final game in charge of the season. Timothy Lotu-Tala between the sticks, some of the other youth players and fringe players appearing in this one, Samuel Piet in midfield. But it's really good stuff from the young goalkeeper once again. We'll have to figure out where he wants to stay next season. Fortunately for us, the usual suspects in attack get the job done again. Paris FC take an early lead thanks to Ilias Husni making a really good run with a tidy finish at the end, and then an unconventional run after winning the ball back from Axel Bamba sees our captain and player who struggled on and off this season set up a beautiful pass for the audacious chest pass from Paulinho that somehow finds its way back to him from Lora, and Paulinho scores once again. He's been an incredibly key player for us this season. He, Lora, and Husni have been pretty clearly our three best players, and between the three of them, they all offer different things. Obviously, Laura has scored the most goals, but without any of those three, our team would look nothing like the way it does now. Now, another really high line from Nice sends Gaëtan Laura clean through on goal, who with the unselfish pass sets up Ismail Garbi, who gets a well-deserved goal after putting in some solid performances the last 5 or 10 games. He's slowly becoming a solid player for us and getting really important minutes. So with that, our season is a wrap. At least we finished on a high note. I mean, I'll be honest, it is heartbreaking after being in first place for so long and having a genuine shot to be separated by only a couple points from us and our rivals. But all said and done, we did a great job this season, and we should be proud. All right, the final table is in. Paris Saint-Germain dropped points in their last game, meaning if we just won one of those games this season, we could have flipped things and at least been level on points with them depending on goal difference. But no time for ifs. This is the way things panned out. We missed out on the title by 3 points. Not only that, but PSG are in another Champions League final. I think the fact that we went toe-to-toe with such a great team speaks volumes about our team, but we are going to be hoping desperately that they do not win the Champions League. That's what we want to try to beat them to. If we can do it over the next couple seasons, they have yet to win it. It's their ultimate goal. And if we really want to get back at our rivals, that's what we should be doing. Now, checking up on it just a couple days later, praise the Lord, Real Madrid have won rather than PSG. They've gone a second consecutive year losing out in the finals of the Champions League, which means the chase is still on. We will be in the Champions League next season, and I don't know if we're going to be able to win it necessarily. I don't want to put too much expectation down, but we at least have a shot, and you got to have a ticket to enter the lottery. So, taking a quick look at our squad for the season and giving a recap, Ilyas Husni made the most appearances. Like I said, one of the most key players this season. Gaëtan Laura far and away the most goals, 32 and 37. Genuinely unbelievable stuff, and 11 assists is nothing to turn your nose up at all. Just behind him, we have Paulinho, 13 goals, 16 assists. I know I've said this plenty of times before, but he really filled that role left by Wabi Khazri, and then some. He's been outstanding. Like I said, one of our key 3 players up there. But these aren't the only players that were really important to us. Veretout and Felipe Anderson both came in and played enormous roles in the team. Veretout, one of the unsung heroes of our midfield. Maxwell Cornet had a great season at left back. I know there's rumors of him leaving. He's not really happy playing in defense. He wants to be further up the pitch, but regardless if he stays or goes, one of our most important players this season. Shout out to him. Other players like Ethan Mbappe starting to work their way into the team. I wouldn't say he was a key player for us this season, but he's growing, he's showing tons of promise, and we are giving him minutes with 10 appearances. Hajam, who started a lot in our first season or two, doesn't have the quality to be starting every week anymore, but he still is growing and is important. Diakite as well is actually finding himself consistent minutes finally after being dropped for some of our midfielders who have been signed, but 6 assists is great. Lotu Tala, I've mentioned before, is another one to watch out for. He only made 4 appearances, but he looked great, and I think the future is bright for him, so honestly, we're going to have our work cut out trying to keep him around for another season and not going somewhere for better minutes. We also have so many great youth players. Look at all these players coming back from loan. Belosian somehow grew up to 78 overall. Mind-blowing stuff. He was at Ajax this year on loan, and he's coming back and could genuinely fight for an important spot in this team as an attacking midfielder. So he's one to watch out for next season. Usman Kamara, who's straight out of the academy, he's been with us since day one, is now grown to 74 overall, and maybe he isn't going to be a starter in this team, but could play important minutes as cover for center back. Other names like Kovic is growing significantly, 73 overall. He could be depth at striker, as well as Banama, who we'll see. He's the same rating as Mbappe. We are probably a little too stacked at midfield, but it's a good problem to have with all these players. Some will probably go out on loan, but we're going to have a really deep roster next season and probably make even more signings. So we'll see exactly what the future holds, but for now, it was an outstanding season. Thank you to everyone involved, especially in the Discord. If you guys want to join here for ahead of next season, links in the description. It's free. Thank you all so much for your contributions over the last couple of seasons with this. You can also go to respectthejeff.com, click out all of the detailed stats here at the end of the season if you want to get more familiar with the team and the players. And in the meantime, consider subscribing if you haven't already. So I'll be back soon with next season, but until then, I'm Respect the Jeff, and I'll see you next time.